Hello everyone. Today we're going to discuss this beautiful poem called The Ball Poem, which is written by John Berryman. So this poem touches upon various topics such as childhood, grief, the loss of innocence, and also developing resilience. So we'll discuss the poem in detail, the literary devices, and also the theme of the poem. So make sure you watch this video until the end. The entire poem is written in free verse. So free verse means there is no rhyming scheme that is followed in this poem. And also enjambment is used in various lines where one line seamlessly flows into the next line without any punctuations at the end of that sentence. Usually enjambment is added so that easily flow from one line to the other. So let's begin. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is he to do? I saw it go. So the poet says that what is the boy supposed to do now? Because he has lost his precious ball. So in the first line, assonance is used. So assonance is a literary device where the vowel sound is repeated. So here the O vowel is repeated. So let's see where the boy lost his ball. I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street and then merrily over. There it is in the water. So here imagery is used where you can imagine the ball bouncing happily down the road and then finally falling into the water. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy. So the poet says that there is no use in comforting the boy or pacifying the boy or consoling the boy, that there are other balls that can be used as substitute. So here the poet has symbolized the ball as childhood. So here he has lost the ball. That means the child has lost a significant part of his childhood. And a new ball cannot replace the memories or the feelings that are attached to that ball. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy. So the boy is in profound grief or sadness, and the sadness grapples the boy. Grapples means seizes the boy. So this is a very significant emotional event for the boy because he has lost something very precious in his life, and the ball signifies that his childhood has also been lost. As he stands rigid, rigid means stiff, trembling means shaking, and he's staring down. So the boy is helplessly looking at the ball. All his young days into the harbor where his ball went. So here the poet is talking metaphorically, saying that the initial days of the boy's life, so his formative years that were spent in safety or having a carefree nature has been lost. So his childhood, which harbored or stored the innocence, the memories, has been lost. I would not intrude on him. So the poet says that I will not interfere with him. A dime means money. Another ball is worthless. The poet says substituting this ball by giving him money or by giving him another ball is worthless. Now he senses his first responsibility in a world of possessions. So the poet says that his innocence has totally been lost. He has become more responsible. He's learning to experience negative experiences such as loss, misery, sorrow, disappointment, and is learning to take responsibility and having acceptance that one should become resilient and move on. In a world of possessions, so in a world of materialistic possessions, people will take balls. Balls will be lost always, little boy. So the boy is learning a very important lesson or the harshest truth in his life, that material possessions can be lost and they are not forever. No one buys a ball back and money is external. So money is not the solution to everything, and everything can't be replaced by money, especially childhood memories and attachment. So if you see here in this line, the figure of speech that is used is alliteration, where the same starting alphabet is used in closely placed words. So this is done so that they can increase the flow in the poem. So let's have a recap until now of what happened in the poem. So the poet says that the little boy who was enjoying his childhood and was playing with the ball lost his ball suddenly, and there is no use comforting the boy by giving him another replacement of a ball or money, because childhood memories and attachments cannot be replaced by another one. In a world where people have materialistic possessions, they could be lost, and one has to bear hardships in their lives and learn to become resilient and move on. There will be situations in life where there will be misery, sorrow, and disappointments, but one should not feel helpless but learn to face it. So I hope it is clear until now. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes. So, what is he learning? He is learning the most important lesson in his life, well behind his desperate eyes. So, here, desperate eyes, the poet has used transferred epithet. Now, first, let me tell you what transferred epithet means. It's a figure of speech which describes one thing, but actually it is meaning something else. Like here, desperate eyes not only means his eyes are sad, but his entire state of mind. So his entire emotions that he's feeling is expressed and told only by saying that his eyes are desperate. The epistemology of loss. So what does the epistemology means? The knowledge that is gained after experiencing a loss. So now, since he has faced a loss, he has gained knowledge of how to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know. So every person, or it is imperative that everyone knows how to cope with a loss and how to stand up after a fall. And most know many days how to stand up. So most of the people learn a valuable lesson of how to take responsibility or how to become mature after experiencing sorrow or disappointment in their life, and learn to accept that, become resilient, and move on. So I hope the explanation was clear. Now let's go to the theme of the poem. The first theme is experiencing loss. The poem reflects on the reality of life. Isn't that the reality of life? That every person in this world will definitely experience loss. Experiencing loss is an inevitable part of our lives. We cannot be without not experiencing loss. There will be misery, sorrow, and disappointments which are inextricably linked to our lives. Inextricably means it cannot be separated. It is as much as a part of our lives as happiness. The next is materialistic possessions. In this materialistic world, money is not the solution for every problem. So you cannot substitute a ball with another ball, because that ball has a lot of memories and feelings or childhood memories attached to it. Also, it cannot be a substitute for feelings or attachments. The third is It is imperative to be resilient. Imperative is it is a must or it is vital to be resilient. So life is not a bed of roses. Life is not simple and all full of happiness and joy. Once faced with hardships, we have to learn to take responsibility, learn to cope with situations, and learn to move on. So we have to learn to stand on our feet after a fall and move on, which is the most important lesson in our life. So this poem is like a mirror which reflects on the reality of life. The last theme is the loss of childhood innocence. So as we grow up, the childhood innocence is lost. The carefree nature is replaced by a resilient attitude that the harsh realities of life has taught us. So we have been taught to become resilient and strong through the harsh realities of life, which is disappointment, sorrows, miseries, or loss of our very precious possession. So I hope you enjoyed listening to the explanation of this poem. Please make sure that you watch these videos in English because your exam is in English and you will have to think and also write in English. If you haven't subscribed, do it right now. Thank you so much for your support. God bless and take care of yourself.